What's up, jobbers, and welcome to the latest edition of the Jobber Knocker podcast. As always, Nestlemania alongside for the ride is a man that would definitely see the vision and then spear me, JC.
Seth Rollins sucks so bad that they had to fucking write him out of his own faction. That's what I'm going with, Adam. I don't know about you.
Who the fuck is Adam? Listen, I'll say this much. I am really excited. Joe said right there, I really thought those kids would make it. Yeah, well, you and me both, Joe. You and me both. At least another year. But man, we've got a lot to talk about. We've had quite a long weekend here. We've got Raw, we got SmackDown. We've had a little crown jewel underneath there in Australia, as well as if we want to dabble in AEW, because there's something called a Wrestle Dream happening here on, I don't know, the weekend there.
More like a Wrestle Snore. Am I right?
Anyway, there's a lot to talk about here, so we should probably get right into it. Do you want to go right into Crown Jewel?
Yeah, let's do some Jewel of Crowns in Perth, Australia, as opposed to Saudi for the first time.
Yes, it was. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was started off with the Aussie street fight, where we said it needed to happen.
Yep.
Bronson Reed got the big dub in the big home country there, and of course the Usos had to run interference, as well as the Mr. Braun Breaker, as well as other things. And I think the one thing that made me laugh about this entire thing was just Roman Reigns at the end going, I don't want to see anybody till Christmas. Like, that just cracked me the fuck up. Like, that was really funny to me. I'm curious your thoughts on this, because this was a signature win for our boy, the Auszilla. And do you consider him in the upper echelon now that he has a signature win?
No. He's great. I love Bronson Reed, but he's not. He's Braun Breaker's sidekick. More on that later. But yeah, it's obviously a huge win against Roman Reigns, but we knew like they were setting this up because Braun was going to help him. We're going to have the Usos come out. The thing that surprised me is by having Jay spear Roman, you've been building dissension between Jimmy and Jay, and like Jay kind of being like Roman, and like Roman kind of being cool with that. But then here now they're not cool together. He doesn't, like you said, doesn't want to see him until Christmas. So that one threw me for a loop a little bit there. So curious what you think about that. But yeah, I mean, this match is about what I expected. It was solid. It was good. And the right man won.
The right man definitely did win. I can see your nitpickiness on the Jay spearing and not the Jimmy. I think if Jimmy did it, it wouldn't have had the same oomph. I understand from the story standpoint that how you feel, because that makes a lot of sense. But also in my brain, I feel like Jay doing it makes it kind of like, I think, did Jimmy, I can't remember. Jimmy might have come out first and then Jay. It seems like that's the thing. And like, Jay keeps putting his nose in the business. He probably keeps telling himself he shouldn't. So I feel like it just goes with that character development. So I'm okay with it. But it was just kind of funny because now it's like you see what happens with the Roman Reigns thing, where it's like everybody thinks I can't do it on my own. And now I want to do it on my own. So leave me the fuck alone. And I understand that. But boy, oh boy, do we have a long mountain to climb given all the circumstances that have transpired. So I feel like at some point, I'm curious to see where we go with it.
Yeah, I'm not super optimistic, but we can move on.
Okay.
Are you horny, Adam?
I mean,
isn't that what was next? La Primera,
Tiffany Stratton. She won, which was great.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton's first loss in this calendar year.
Thank God. But it doesn't matter because none of this really matters.
Title, yeah.
I don't know. I think the thing is I'm just so fatigued by watching her that I was just ecstatic that Stephanie won. And obviously she's done a great job. A little creepy and a little end on there, and Triple H getting a little handsy. But I understand, he's the guy who wants to be out there, be Dana White. So it's whatever. But like, it was a good match. I didn't necessarily hate it. I just thought, I don't know. I felt like they're trying their best to make this champion versus champion thing mean something. So I applaud them for that. I do think going forward, eventually it'll lose its luster. It'll lose whatever the fuck it is. So it's bragging rights. I get it. It definitely helped the care in terms of elevating her, which we talked about last week. Now she's got 4 titles in 1 year. That's pretty amazing. That's a good stat, a JC stat, if you will. But I'm just curious because you can kind of see on Monday where they're headed with her. And it seems like she's going to be fighting people who are just going to slip on banana peels up until a certain point.
I'm excited. That'll be shine.
Yeah, of course it will be. I just feel like I think because she just got it, I don't feel like she's actually in danger. Like
Well, no, and it's also we have the feud going with the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea and Io. There's your main eventers. So you use Roxanne and Raquel, who are both very capable. There's 2 matches right there that at least gets you to like later in this year, and then you can go from there. So I think it makes sense. It's one of those things. Like we said, if she was champion, they need to make it more about the wrestling, and that's what they did on Monday.
Fair enough.
Next up, Nestlemania. I'm curious your take on this match because everyone loved it, or they had problems with some of it. But Cena beat Styles in what I thought was a banger.
I'm going to go on board here, and hopefully TJ's listening. I hope JC's got his ears open on this one. I'm putting this in the category of match of the year.
Wow. I can type it right now if you keep talking.
So here's what I'm going to say about this. Yes, it's a love note to wrestling, and you can say all the things about the moves and what they did and all that stuff. I love that. I absolutely love that. But what I really, really thought was a really classy thing to do was the beginning introduction for AJ Styles. I thought that was a really nice nod. He didn't have to do it. He didn't expect it. He gave him all the accolades in the world. You can tell that there's respect there. And I really, really, really thought that was wonderful. What the match did was give you that sense of losing yourself in a match. And regardless of whether it's a match in Ring of Honor, Collision, Dynamite, AEW, WWE, TNA, wherever the case may be, if a match can make you lose yourself in it and you enjoy it and it brings you back to being the way that you watched wrestling as a kid, those are the special moments. I mean, you think about the Bray Wyatt moment and him looking up at the sky and all the fireflies being out. That gave me goosebumps. You see the walls of Jericho. You saw he did the Rusev fucking, clutch. He did so many moves. And then, of course, AJ Styles had to hit a couple of fancy moves as well. I just thought it was really, really well done. And I just love the callbacks. I thought it was wonderful. And for me, you take people on a roller coaster ride, and we talk about this all the time. Matches are only matches for a reason. It's the moments that make the matches stand out, and you remember them. I'll remember this for the rest of my life because of what happened at the beginning with the introduction, all of the matches, all of the moves that happened in the match, and of course, just the camaraderie and the sportsmanship at the end. And of course, this is John Cena's swan song. I will say this much. I think this was John Cena's best match besides the Cody match at SummerSlam. I think of this whole thing. And I think if he's starting to get momentum, it feels like, did they fuck up the retirement tour with that 6 months of nonsense? I kind of feel like that's a leading question, but did they screw up the retirement tour with the heel turn? And now like it took like Cody and AJ to get his groove back. And now we're like, we kind of wish we saw this the whole time. I'm curious what you think about that.
Well, I will say what the heel turn did present, it gave him matches against several baby faces, which we saw in this match. They could do it that way anyways. But look, because this is going to be fun. You mentioned the knockers earlier, the end of the year, because what could have been the moment of the year could also have caused one of the worst things of the year. So it's definitely an interesting discussion to do it. And I'm going to let it completely play out before I have a full opinion on that. But I mean, yeah, it was one of those things like maybe they should have done it sooner, but SummerSlam made sense. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting once it's over and we see how this last couple dates go to reflect and look at the whole journey of this final run.
Fair enough. But again, it's an all-timer in my opinion.
It was a lot of fun. It was, stuff like that's always fun. Like this is the nostalgia always sells in wrestling. Always has, always will. Next up, Nestlemania. Rhea Io defeated the Kabuki Warriors. Do you care? Because I don't.
Not even a little.
All right.
Obviously, Rhea had a great showing in her home country. I think she was nice enough to let Io get the pin, which was important to beat her friends. And then, of course, on Monday, we can talk about it later. But Monday they just undid everything we just did. So I feel like this is the Bruce Pritchard way, undoing what you do. So, that's how I feel about it.
Hey, you put on. I'm not going to say it. We're going to go. I have nothing to say about this match. I don't fucking care. Waste of time. Next up, main event, Nestlemania, Rollins, Cody. We know what these guys are all about. The headline is that Seth finally got the win. He used the Rolex that Cody gave him to do it. So that was an interesting little note there on the finish. But, look, the only time I super care about Seth Rollins is when he's touching Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. And a little bit of CM Punk. Like, if he's not touching one of those three guys, it probably sucks.
Can you just use another word besides touching?
No, I'm doing it on purpose because I saw it make you uncomfortable. So now I'm going to continue to say that Seth Rollins is touching Cody, and it was great.
Touching you.
Sweet Cody Rhodes. Woo, woo, What?
The gummy has hit. The gummy has hit, folks. He said before we were recording the gummy was going to hit for him. So there you go.
It's been a long week. So
listen, these two are fucking maniacs. They're absolute lunatics, as we can tell from the coast to coast headbutt, which I've never seen in my life for good reason. And now we're going to probably talk about that in length little bit later on in the program. But I mean, Cody did a crossroads from the top rope. There were just so many things in there. It was just like they leveled up every single time. You can tell they trust each other. They go insane. They do these things. But it needed to happen. I mean, I like the Rolex bit. It needed to happen because Seth Rollins needs a big dub. And but at what cost, right? As we talk about here. So,
in retrospect, it makes it so much more fucking funny.
It does.
They blew it. They fucking blew it because they gave the big moment, and now he's not going to get anything out of it. Oh, this is great. I didn't even come to that realization until you said it.
I think that's the problem I'm having with this entire thing is that the moment will not matter. The moment will not matter.
No, that's why I'm laughing.
So, like, if there's like, you can believe in whatever you believe in, whether you believe in, I'm not getting into religion, but whatever you believe in is what you believe in. Divine intervention came in at Crown Jewel, and in my opinion, set the record straight here that Seth Rollins will never be anything more than just the other guy. So, sorry.
He's not the guy. He's not a guy. He's just guy.
Triple H's guy.
What do you think of Crown Jewel overall?
I mean, the Cena Styles thing really did like leave a good, warm, fuzzy mac and cheese kind of eating feeling with me. I love that. The rest of the show felt, with the exception of Bronson Reed winning and like the aftermath of the Bloodline thing, I think the rest of it was pretty pedestrian. So I feel like it was a solid effort. I'd say it's a B-, maybe a C+. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I think B- is fair because when you have the two matches that we both enjoyed, I think that's enough. And then I enjoyed enough of the Bronson match, and I love Stephanie. So 4 out of 5 things I approve. 1 was a waste of my time. So yeah, B-, B, C+ range, sure. But I'd probably keep it to B- range.
It's just interesting to me that since the crossover to ESPN, we've heard bupkis about breaking records. We've heard bupkis about anything when he goes on these post-game shows. I sat there and watched the post-game show live and wanted to see what he was going to say. And he's not said anything about ticket prices. He's not said anything about breaking records. He's not said anything, any metric whatsoever. And even the best part, which we didn't really get to talk about, was they're talking about Cena's final opponent, and the crowd starts chanting, "We want Edge," then singing Edge's song. There's no denying that. You can make the joke about "We want Cross, we want Cross." Yeah, you got Brock, as he said it. But that was just him being cheeky. There's no way you can deny that the Australians had Triple H's number. So the post show is very interesting to me now because it feels like, don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. We're doing really good business over here. So I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure the metrics are through the roof, but they're not showing it. So it makes me believe that if it's not doing as well, perhaps maybe they just don't want to tout that right now.
Well, it's definitely not, because wrestling is not, and especially WWE is not in the best place right now. Like, so it's not going to come close to like their peak when you're in WrestleMania season, that stuff anyways. And plus, half of us can't even fucking watch it yet, because we all have the big cable companies or YouTube TV. And those people, I mean, some suckers might be paying $30 a month, but they can suck it. I ain't giving them shit till I get it for free.
Joe asking, do they give a call to Chris Jericho?
Oh my God, they could definitely do that. I could see them doing that. And oh my God, I don't want to see that flubby bitch, but I know he's going to show up in WWE.
Chris Jericho as John Cena's last opponent was not on my dance card, and I don't
brutal.
think it would be a good match. It would be a brutal match. I think if you had to do it, and someone on Twitter, far more interesting than I, had a great idea, because they did it with TNA one time, where they had a talent exchange for one night. It was Ric Flair for the Hall of Fame, and Christian went over while he was part of WWE to do a match for Bound for Glory or something like that. I forget what it was. Something very important to them. If you did this trade for a one night only, JC, right? You get Edge to do the last match against John Cena, because essentially you would say that's one of his best rivals. And in return, you get AEW to get AJ Styles for one night and get him up against somebody that's important, like a Ricochet, or you do something that, like, if it was Ospreay, it'd be Ospreay, obviously, in my opinion. But I mean, it can't be Ospreay. But just saying.
WWE ain't doing that trade.
No, of course not, because it would make them look bad. But
on this day, I mean, Edge obviously is a thing, but it just can't happen, people. So whatever. Like,
no, it's not going to happen. But like, you can dream all you want. But I'll be curious to see.
I don't know if I need to see them wrestle again, though, either.
That's fair. Totally fair. Again, since you
tilt.
said nostalgia sells, I was just trying to throw that.
Oh no, it 100% would sell. It doesn't always sell to me, as people have learned over the years in this podcast. So
it's fine. It's just interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to get to the regular part of the show?
Let's go to the Shine Nestlemania. And you know what? I think we just got to start with the Vision. I mean, I never wish injury on someone. So like Seth, hope he's okay, whatever. But it's just like, you could tell that they fucked themselves. Like, it's not their fault, obviously. Injuries happen. But it's just like, they pull that big moment with Seth. And they probably had this Braun Breaker thing planned, maybe War Games at the earliest, but probably not till maybe like the New Year or something. But they had to fucking call the audible immediately when Seth's coming off the biggest momentum push he's had in like forever. Oh man, just absolutely brutal. But that's why it's in the Shine, because it's fucking hilarious. Oh man.
Look, I'll say this much. I would have thought that they would have held Braun Breaker's spear off for at least the day after WrestleMania, right? Like, that would be my thought process. If you wanted to really like shotgun, let's start it, let's let it fuse, let's do it.
Yeah,
that'd be my thought. However, now that they've done this, that makes me think one of two things, JC, which would be they don't know how bad the shoulder is. It could be a couple months. It could be 9 months. It could be 10 months. Who knows, right? The other thing I have here is, and we haven't really talked about this yet, which I'm really curious your thoughts, and everybody else in the chat. What is going through your mind when you see that spear? Do you think that this is actually over? Because there's a thought process for me that makes me feel like, and I know this is probably splitting hairs and thinking outside the box here and being on Nestle Island, but if Seth Rollins gets speared by him and actually gets injured, right? And you look at what was said beforehand, where he said he didn't need the Shield, he didn't need the Authority, he definitely didn't need Bronson Reed, and he didn't need Paul Heyman, and he didn't need Braun Breaker, and that's what snapped, right? I understand that that's important, but there's also a part of me that feels like they could write it back in to put the Vision back together and say Braun Breaker was just knocking some sense into him, which would be terrible. But I could see, based on the way they do this, this feels like it's written for WWE Unreal Season 2 in a way that it's just like, and by the way, just to say this, I've seen Triple H say in different interviews, he hates the word pivot. I've seen him use the word pivot like 14 fucking times, talking out both sides of his ass. So it's just interesting to me because I feel like there's a realistic way of them being like, oh, this is just Braun Breaker waking him up and being like, actually, you do need us. And we are important. And then they're back together, which I think will make this even worse. But I feel like based on the trajectory of where we are and what we're going, it's very capable of happening.
Yeah, I mean, they just pulled the injury stunt on us like a couple months ago with fucking Seth Rollins. Like, they literally just did this. So if they did it again, like, but no, it's one of those things. Like, I think it's about a while he'll come back as a babyface, and I won't care. But no, I have something in my hope here that I think will be fun. But Braun picking up the title is interesting because CM Punk won number one contender. I feel like this is what happened exactly to Stephanie Becerra. She wins the number one contender, then Naomi gets knocked up. And here we are in the same situation. CM Punk's the number one contender, but we don't have a champion. So we're just going to be CM Punk and Braun for a vacant title. Like, we'll see. I have a better solution for my hope.
My other question is, so, and this is kind of like hilarious in the same way, JC, that you were talking earlier. So Seth has this monumental win, big dub, then breaks his fucking arm, essentially. Now we have to pivot, and then, so Bronson Reed also has a signature win, the new tribal chief, because that helps when you put new in front of something. And then he's back to being Braun Breaker's lackey again. Like, I get, like you said, that's where he belongs, and that's fine. But it's really interesting to me that it's just like, as much as you've invested your time into Braun Breaker and you've done whatever you can for Braun Breaker, you've done 5 times as more work to get over Bronson Reed, to get
because he needed it.
Yeah, no, and I understand that, to the level of not being the third wheel. And now it feels like this particular incident has now knocked him back down, at least in my opinion, back down to glorified goon. So
what he is.
I know, but I just feel like, what are we doing here? Because it's really difficult to really find momentum and keep it going. And I don't envy them, because clearly this screws up everything. This has to be a Mania problem. This has to be.
Well, we have been assuming that the Mania match is Reigns Rollins. Like, that seems like one of the headliners, and they've been building towards that slowly by having them kind of adjacent to each other, like Roman feuding with all his lackeys, having to get through Bronson and Braun before he can finally get to Seth, but that gives Seth time to deal with CM Punk and all this shit. So yeah, it got screwed up, and it's going to be interesting to see how they pivot their Hunter. So I'm curious, but like, this is the most interested I've been in the Vision ever.
By the way, can I just be super nitpicky and be like weird about this for a second?
Doesn't sound like you.
Not at all. So this whole time they've been a team, I don't know, roughly 6 months, or they've been a faction 6 months.
WrestleMania, yeah, about that.
About 6 months. So my thought process here, JC, is they've not had a Titantron for the whole fucking time. And then out of nowhere, on the day that they break up, they get a Titantron? Right? Like, seems a little on the nose, a little too suspicious for me. I'm not saying he's not injured. I'm just saying I can see a world in which they get back together, and like, it's just going to be like, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
they're going to be called the Better Vision now. They got to update the Titantron.
I cannot tell you how much this upsets me, because if in fact they go back together, it's like gluing a mug that you broke. It doesn't make any fucking sense, and you can't use it. So why do you even keep it? It's done. It was failed from the beginning. It's failed its entirety. Let's just call it a loss and move the fuck on.
Yeah, from a writing perspective, this is how you make it better. And it's not your fault, and it's nothing against Seth personally. It's just like, you can spin this and make it interesting again, because what do I come on and say about Raw every fucking week? Waste of time. We talk about his reruns. It's boring. But this week, Nestlemania, I have a little more Raw shine, but I would like to go to SmackDown. Jesus.
Joe's really on a Jericho kick today. He calls it
Yeah.
the Inner Vision led by Jericho. I don't like that at all. Unless he's all going to be singing Judas. Here's the thing. For the Jericho stuff, I just don't see Jericho ever coming back, because I don't think Triple H likes Jericho.
He'll come back, and is he in the Hall of Fame yet?
No, he'll get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so he'll definitely come back. It won't be. He might come back on TV for a little bit. I could see them sticking him on commentary at some point too, to depending how things evolve. Like, especially if Pat isn't around as much. But I think there are options with him, and he'll be more tolerable in WWE because he'll have to get in line, and he don't have the bullshit freedom he had in AEW to make everything suck. So,
all right. Anything else that you really like this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to SmackDown before we come back to Raw. We're gonna jump around Nestlemania because Tamatonga is back, baby. The MFTs are in their final form, and I'm so fucking excited. They got war paint, so they all look like badasses. But Solo's got his 4 men behind him, and I'm excited for it.
I laughed that the crowd didn't know who it was because they were confused with the.
I wouldn't have known either. He looked jacked.
Yeah, he also had his hair different. So
yeah, exactly.
The only one that looks weird looks like Jeff Cobb or JC Mateo. Looks like he just looks weird. Like he's kind of like he's trying to fit in and he doesn't. Like the other 3 Tongans look like.
Oh, the other 3 that are all like related in
the same
family.
Right. They just
the
look
other guy who's like a fake one is,
Right, it's the God face paint, but like it was just so funny to me. Just like it looked like they had hired a new bassist to a band, and he's just trying to fit in. So it was just funny to me. Like it all works, but at the same time, it's like, so why doesn't Solo have it?
Because Solo's the fucking leader. We want to see his beautiful face. Stud.
Could he at least dye his hair white and black?
Nah, I like his hair the way it is.
like
You don't change anything about Solo.
You like the
Solo's the fucking
skunk
dog.
look? You like the skunk look?
Solo's the guy in the TV show where like he goes and he's so legit that they have nothing on him, but he's secretly a badass, but he can show his face in public because he's like, mayor or something. He's like a kingpin.
He's like Oswald Cobblepot.
There you go. Except for he's way more handsome.
I don't know.
Are you a big peg leg guy?
Oh yeah, big pig leg guy.
I could have said something else there. That was dirty.
Well, you do what you want. That's exactly that. You know, it's funny, Joe. That's exactly what I was going for without actually saying it. So I'm glad you picked up what I was putting down. I appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. Something I really enjoyed this week also on SmackDown.
On SmackDown, okay. Now I'm curious. I fell asleep when I watched SmackDown.
I really liked the Last Man Standing match.
Oh yeah, that was good.
With Priest and Black. I thought that was wonderful. If you weren't going to be on the pay-per-view, that's the best position to be in.
Oh yeah.
And I'm very curious now with your girl. She's aligned with her husband.
Yeah, they've started to do this. They did it with Becky and Seth. They're putting real life couples on TV together. Like, when's Ludwig gonna start taking Tiffany to the ring?
Well, they're not together anymore, I guess. So.
Oh, they're not. Uh-oh.
This is what happens when you go out drinking at 1:30. You can miss all the dirt.
I've been so out of the loop on the internet.
Yeah, apparently they are no longer, and she might be burking up the woo train now.
The woo, Ric Flair,
Kaiser, and Charlotte Flair.
Wait, the storyline?
It's a real deal.
Awesome. I mean, look at that's a downgrade for Ludwig, but
I agree. But
he can do better than both of them. He's the best.
Well, he can do anything he wants. He's multilingual. It is what it is. But again, the fireball, by the way, just want to put that in there. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good spot. That was a fun match with a fun finish.
It was. And you know what? I wasn't disappointed by it. I like both of them. I'm enjoying what they're doing, and I kind of want to see them progress more. I still think a tag team would be great, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
No. Yeah, maybe down the line, but I don't think they're ready to do that.
Okay. That's fine. Anything else that you thought was very, very positive?
I'm going to go back to Raw here,
okay.
And I am going to talk about how Dom and Penta is always fun. Those matches are always fun. And the way Dom retained, like Rusev obviously comes out during the match because he believes he gets his match next week. But Dom using the hammer, like it's just like, I just love that. This is the only creative thing they've been doing on Raw lately is creative ways for Dom Mysterio to cheat differently every match. So that shined to me.
Something that I really loved about this, and I kind of put it out there, it was interesting in a lot of ways. As I like I said, fun match. Everything was great. Love the touch of the hammer. But if you've noticed, since they've been doing this, JC, which was really interesting to me, they're going out of their way to have Dom win without the help of the Judgment Day. Out of their way.
And then he burned them backstage by having because his little promo with AJ. So.
Which I really enjoy as a fan because I feel like they're going in the right direction for the trajectory of Dom. Because now I'm actually believing him more and more that he can beat people by doing these chicanerous kind of things. And so I love it. I think it's great. And I think it does give a little bit more of a legitimate feeling to Dom, even though I'm not saying he wasn't legitimate.
No, but it's like he can stand on his own.
Right.
He's either always had like a girl by his side or he's had the faction of the Judgment Day. Like how many times has JD helped him? So it is nice that he's embraced his like inner Eddie and just winning the way like his real dad did. So.
Oh God. I'm curious to see how long he holds on to that Intercontinental title.
It'll be interesting because it does feel like Rusev is taking it from him probably soon because, maybe it'll just because it feels like it's going to culminate where he needs the Judgment Day and it does it and Rusev takes care of it. And then Rusev can go in his own direction with the IC title and then Dom can focus with the Judgment Day. And you can also tie in a Liv return and maybe Dom and Liv come out as a babyface couple and all this. Like they got a lot of options for sure.
And they honestly haven't been doing anything with Roxanne, if you've noticed. So.
Well, they are now. Sorry. And Roxanne Perez.
Sorry, I was being more specific to the Dom Roxanne relationship, but yes.
They kind of just because Dom separated, but
Yeah.
Roxanne, it will be challenging Vaquer for the world title. And I mean,
Roxanne.
this is what I wanted for the match originally when I said it, because Roxanne had the win, like we said, over Io. So it made sense that it would be these two for the vacant title. But you know what? I'm finally get it now. I said if Vaquer becomes your champion, especially with Becky Lynch as your mid-card champion, you can have this be a wrestling title for a while for Vaquer. That's how you ease her in, get ingratiated with the fans. Like her promo was solid this week. Like it was fine. This works. So let her have good matches with Roxanne. Let her have good matches with Raquel, and we'll go from there.
I think you're underselling the promo. I actually wrote in my notes, this is the best she's ever spoken and the best I think she's ever looked in terms of her speaking and seems confident. And she said, like, try me. I'm going to whoop your ass. And I was like,
I've never seen a bad La Primera promo, but that's just because I love listening to her talk.
Yeah, but you could see, you're definitely got the rose tinted penis. So, it's fine.
I got the horns, baby. We're all horny for Stephanie.
That's true.
I love the crowd the crowd just chants it now.
Well, it's got a thing of its own. It is what it is. But again, fun stuff. Anything else that you thought was positive?
No.
Wow, that was quick. Not even Seth's a wanker. That was a fun chant.
I mean, that's always fun. Yeah, but I was a lead into the match, so I deleted it from my memory.
Wow, you delete.
Well, gotta make room for the information I need on this podcast. You make me talk about AEW, so
and not that I want to. It just is what it is.
No more shine. Let's go to the heat.
Get him off my TV. Get him off my TV. Get him off of my TV. Where to begin?
Rhea EO crap, just because you set it up earlier. So go ahead.
Now, as I sip from a soda that I'm sure someone spit in, look, I will say this much. I really thought the match was okay on Saturday. That was whatever.
Saturday.
My kids love that song. They call Saturdays Dadder Day. Anyway, they're way too cute for me. I don't deserve it. Anyway, Asuka slaps the shit out of Kairi. And I love that portion of it. Definitely like, ooh, whatever. And then we have the match. Again, who has to win? Mommy, because it's a longer match.
The Down Under.
But here's the WWE logic, right? The fucking babyface wins, attack. Nobody cares about the actual match. And we go back to the resetting. And the baby faces, specifically Asuka, look great, and Kairi goes back to being the fucking gee, golly gosh, here we are. So there's something about it that just feels like we are in a loop. We are stuck. We're stuck into this. We're stuck into the other tag teams that are going on here. Like it just feels stuck. And I don't know. Like for me, I'm thinking to myself, and I think that I tweeted this out, but I think this is important. Asuka is incrementally getting better in terms of being a bitch boss, but she's on the wrong show because La Primera needs the championship, in my opinion, probably all the way to WrestleMania to be worth it. Asuka should be having the championship right now because I think she's doing her best work, and you got to strike while the iron's hot, and they can't do that. So we're just stuck in this, like, I'm beating up Kairi, and I'm going to have to face Io, and I'm going to have to face Rhea. And I'm already, as a fan, I'm exhausted with it. I feel like you've already burnt everything you possibly can to make this interesting, and you haven't done a very good job with it. So what else can you possibly do? If she was a badass boss who was the champion and Rhea and Io were trying to jock in her position there to get a championship against her, I'd be totally okay with an Asuka versus Io versus Rhea match. That'd be great. But I just don't see that happening now with the mutual respect of Io and Rhea. I think this whole thing, with the exception of Asuka, I'll put her off to the side. You know what? I'll even give Kairi a little bit of an oomph here. I think Kairi Sane is doing her job very well. I think Asuka's doing very well, but they've killed, in my opinion, Io because she can't do the promo. And Rhea has become a sympathetic figure, which again isn't who everybody wants her to be from the fan base. We want to see mommy kick everybody's ass. So I just think this whole thing has diluted a lot of options going forward. That's just how I feel.
It's been a bad storyline from the start. It lost my interest from the start. Hasn't got me back in. The only time I come on the show and talk about it is I enjoy what Kairi does every week because she's just fun. But it's tough because, like, I don't know, because we thought like there maybe see some dissension with Rhea and Io. That would have been more interesting to me. Maybe you have one of them potentially turn, but instead it's like, oh, Asuka's just going to be a heel and she's going to kick Kyrie to the side, and we're probably going to have the super match of Alexa and Charlotte versus Rhea and Io. And I mean, maybe that'll be interesting, but until we get there, I don't not give a fuck about this storyline.
It's amazing that you put Rhea on a platter, on the podium, if you will, and say like she's one of the biggest stars of the company, and she is, but you've done nothing to give her a vibration that puts her in the category this year. So I'm just saying. And
they don't know how to book her. It's the same thing with Charlotte. Then they don't know how to book her as when she's not champion. They don't know how to book their top women stars when they're not champion. They struggled with Bianca. They got a little better with that, but like they've always struggled that with like Charlotte. Becky's like the one exception because Becky can kind of like just the way her character is. She rises and falls with whoever. Like she's having a fucking decent feud with Maxine right now. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, no, this storyline sucks. It needs to be over, and we need to move on.
Speaking of moving on, Lyra also slaps the shit out of Bailey because slaps are a big thing. Monday night slaps. What's the Dana White show? The slap bet thing? What is it?
Oh, a fucking power slap.
Power slap. Welcome to Monday Night Slap. That's what it is. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so like I get it. The slap would have meant more if we weren't slapping other people in other segments. And I get that they're slapping Bailey to make her cuckoo, and that's fine.
For Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, Cocoa Puffs, of course. Or Bluey Puffs. There's a Bluey Puff cereal now. I only know that because I had to buy it this afternoon.
I was going to say, if it has the word Bluey in it, I bet you had to buy it.
I did because my kids love Bluey. Who doesn't, though, by the way? You should check out Bluey if you haven't. It's good for adults. It's really hard for me to sit there and think another feud that is wasted with this tag bullshit that means absolutely nothing because none of these tag teams are sniffing a championship shot. None of them right now. So we're just in this vortex of dog shit. Like as a fan, I like Lyra. I like Bailey. I think Raquel's done a great job, after losing Liv. Roxanne's been great, but God damn it. Like as a fan, it is exhausting to watch Monday Night Raw in the women's division, look at that talent and go, that's the best you can offer to me as a fan. That's like, and it's not their fault. It's not the wrestler's fault. It's the creative that I feel is really stifling everybody's potential growth here. And they're mailing it in. It's just not watchable for me.
Lyra and Bailey at least kind of holds my attention a little bit because I'm a little intrigued by it. Still more, especially more if we're comparing it to the last one. But yeah, it is. It's a weird thing on Raw because you have a lot of these top stars doing like the tag team things. Like the Raw Women's division is pretty fucking stacked if you think about it. Because then you have Becky as a mid-card champion. Like that tells you, you know what I mean? So it's not a depth issue, but it's just at least they're trying here to work in more women's storylines in the main roster. But like we say every week, they're not good at it. They clearly need to find some people who can write for women in the creative room. It's not an issue in NXT, so maybe you pull a little from that pile and like you'd be like, oh, I wonder. But it's just like I think besides like TJ Wilson's good at booking women's matches. That's why their matches are a lot of times really good with their talent level. Like he gets the best out of all of them. But in terms of the writing, Pure Fusion Collection could save the division. I got some bad news for you there, Joe.
Is anybody left in that?
Was Zoe Stark? She released? She just hurt.
Yeah, she just found God in a pond somewhere. I saw on Twitter. Good for her.
So I think she's employed, but the other two definitely
no. I think
actually Shayna's back working as like a producer. I think in NXT.
Okay,
but Sonya's definitely gone.
Who was the third one?
Sonya,
Zoe, and who?
Shayna.
They're all just whatever.
Yeah, well, we said that when it happened. PFC, pure fucking crap.
Anyway, listen. They must have women on the writing staff.
I don't know if they do, they're not good ones, but they might not. You saw the room, what that room looked like on the fucking show, the little behind the scenes show they had. It's a fucking Michael P.S. Hayes and all good old boys. Then a couple young nerdy white guys. Like it's there's not a lot of diversity in that room, and you have a lot of diverse characters. So Might help to have someone with a little different view of things. That's all.
Well, they better.
I mean, they cleaned house on SmackDown. They kept the fucking dipshit Road Dogg in charge, but they completely turned over. So we'll see if it helps SmackDown, because we've been complaining about them even worse than Raw in terms of writing. So we'll see if it makes a difference in who they bring in.
Okay. Anything else that really got you hot and bothered?
No.
Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. I did laugh when Mello said, Miz said Mello just missed. I thought that was funny. I just wanted to put that in there.
That's good.
Because he's the Miz. He can make anything work.
Yeah.
We didn't get to talk about everybody's favorite triple threat here with LA Knight, Jey Uso, and CM Punk.
I mean, Punk, the right man won.
No, the right man won. But I will say this much. This was another instance for me where I was watching this match and I thought, LA Knight is the shits. He's the fucking shits.
You didn't even have to say it. We all know you're just gonna shit on LA Knight. The minute you said that.
He's the fucking shits. I'm telling you. You watch that match. There were 3 instances in one match where he almost domed a guy. And you're just like, he couldn't put a regular DDT on poor Jey Uso. He almost fucked up a superplex. There was something else that I was just like, Jesus Christ. You're in the conversation when the lights are on bright. Like, get the fucking shit together and figure it out. And as we've talked about on this program constantly, JC, I know I harp on people. I know I'm hard on people. But if you want to be the fucking man or you want to be the fucking woman, then you're put under a microscope. You want to be world heavyweight champion? Then fucking show up when the lights are on bright, baby. Because honestly, when I watch him, he fucking shits his pants every goddamn time. He's over the fucking hill. Yes, ageism. And he's not very good in the ring. He sucks. He's not gotten better. There's nothing incrementally he does that is showing me progression. He's a waste of a fucking slot on the roster. He's a catchphrase and a t-shirt. He needs to go back to wherever the fuck he came from. Go back to NWA at least. That was interesting back then. Or go to TNA. But honestly, he's taken up fucking spots in WWE. I'm sure he's a hell of a person. I'm sure he's a lovely human being. The character's the shits. It's over. It's fucking over. He can't get there. He's just not. He's in the wrong part of town. He cannot, because Seth Rollins has Braun Breaker, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Sami Zayn is coming somewhere for something. He ain't coming for the WWE Championship. He's coming back for that fucking World Heavyweight Championship. There's no fucking way that he is going to get there. There's just no way.
Nestle, you literally you lost your argument when you said he's a catchphrase and a t-shirt. It's like, yeah, that's why he's more over and higher on the card than 85% of the roster. It's WWE, bro. We know this motherfucker's the most mid wrestler of all time. We know that, and it's like he's gonna look silly in matches, but it's like they don't care because the audience doesn't care. So I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, he stinks. He's not a good. He's a very average. He's the most. If you look up average wrestler in the dictionary, his face is right there. Yeah. But he's got a great catchphrase and a t-shirt. So guess what? That puts him up there. But no, he's like, it's one of those things like he's going to be the guy that's just going to hang around that main event scene. He's only going to get an opportunity if it's the off season and there's like a chance. But if not, like, hey, him and Sami Zayn are the same person, except for we just love Sami Zayn more.
Jobber to the stars. That's exactly what he 100%. Is. Jobber to the stars.
Finn Balor got a title for one day and he's been there ever since. So
it's asinine to me. Fucking asinine.
I just love how much you hate him. Like, you were literally setting up like he's about to just shit on LA Knight. He just can't help himself.
I can't. I really can't. I don't know. Just
on that note, should we get to my hope? Where I
yes, please.
Glorious. I hope that LA Knight becomes world heavyweight. No, I don't. This is pretty simple. I know Braun Breaker was picking up the title and shit, but CM Punk at main event, what I would do is I'd swerve it. Braun Breaker comes out like he's being like, yeah, I'm gonna defend the Vision's title. He comes out looking all badass. In the rain, staring down CM Punk. Alicia or whoever's on Raw is about to announce the match, and then you get dun, 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 dun. No! The real representative for the Vision is Brock Lesnar. He beats CM Punk for the title. He is WWE champion, and everyone fucking hates it because everyone would hate him as world champion. B, he'll never be there, but fuck it. Let's do it. Brock Lesnar, new world heavyweight champion. He'd be a much better leader of the Vision anyways. Then you have fucking 3 big, beady men. Oh, it'd be great. So yeah, that's my hope. Brock Lesnar beats CM Punk at Saturday Night Main Event to win the world heavyweight championship and cement his place at the top of Raw and the better Vision. Hashtag JC knows. Hashtag JC's hopes come true. Hashtag Jimmy Jones.
I was fine to the Jimmy John's thing. Someone else put this out there, and I was just like, it's not going to happen. But boy, would I be full fucking from 0 to midnight, very quick, meaty men. If the vision somehow translated from what it was to Brock Lesnar as the fucking guy in the vision, leading fucking Moose Boy and fucking Rah Dog Man, and then they add Obafemi. Like, what a fucking murderous row of fucking
Units!
meat men. Just call them the meat men. Like, I mean, I literally was like, holy shit. Like, what? And like, you could add another fucking destroyer in that group too. Like,
just add Austin Theory. Have like the little handsome guy.
You gotta have somebody that can get beat, right? The handsome dude.
Yeah, someone.
The fucking pizza thrower. It's whatever. It's just like he's fucking throwing around like a pizza. But like, when I saw that, I was like, that would be fucking insane. Because then you just Obafemi's the future. Brock Lesnar's sitting there being like, here are the fucking guys who are gonna fucking murder it when I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is like, holy shit. So it's not gonna happen because Obafemi cannot be thrown into the vision, right? So,
no, he'll be on his own. He don't need nobody.
he might be the guy that beats the vision. You know what I mean? He just fucking.
I mean, when we get him versus Braun at WrestleMania someday, my meatgasm will be. It'll break this podcast.
I don't think I can live in a world where Brock Lesnar and Obafemi don't meet.
Oh yeah, no, I want
like
that,
Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi has to happen. Just there's no debate.
Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, Brock Lesnar. Who's in what's it there? Gunther. You know,
there's just too many people he needs to fucking crush.
No problem with that. Line him up. That's why I make him champ.
My hope. Well, you kind of saw it on Friday.
Yeah.
Of course. You know, War Games is coming. Of course, we're going to probably do a male and a female. It'll probably be the Vision thing, which is going to be terrible. And maybe a women's match, which will make no fucking sense, I'm sure. But boy, my hope here is I say we scrap all that shit. We got our MFTs versus the Wyatt Six in War Games. Hear me out. Hear me out for two reasons. Two reasons, folks. One, the internet would fucking lose their mind and think this is the stupidest shit of all time. So I'm there for that. Secondly, number two, here's my thought process. We are in a rough spot right now where a lot of the people we need kind of injury prone, having some big deal issues here. I say, look, if you're going to throw people in a dangerous match like War Games, those 10 people could probably get an owie and we'd be okay.
That's would be my point. Exactly. Because you're not, usually the matches are like you're risking 5 versus 5 of your top guys. It's like with this, it's like, no, who are you protecting? We're protecting Solo. Everyone else?
Everybody else?
If it dies, it dies.
Expendable. This is why, if it was up to me, let Dexter Lumis kill somebody from the fucking top of the cage and be done with it. It's fine. That's all I want. I'm just saying. I'm in
on this hope.
See? And look, I'm sort. This is what he said. Joe said I'm sort of in with Wyatt Six versus Temu Bloodline. Here's the thing.
Paint make them the mask.
That's all you got to do. Make these matches something that if all 5 of these people get hurt, and I don't mean this in a condescending way, but like
they can take more risks.
They can like.
Solo's the only one you got to protect,
and that's fine. He can be the guy that just walks in and gets the pin. Totally fine.
There's no way they're winning that.
No, I know that, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's the ingredient to the War Games, right? Like,
this is a good hope.
I think that's what we do going forward. It's like, give the women, like, to me, like, I know the women's match is going to be like Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Rhea and Io, and then a player to be named later against the Kyrie, Asuka, maybe some Roxanne, Nia Jax. You know what I mean? Like, but couldn't you just find women that like they deserve a shot and let them fucking go? Like, let's see a Chelsea Green lead a team. You know what I mean? Like, Chelsea Green has done fucking fabulous work. Why can't she get the fucking call? And again, I'm not saying again that Chelsea's expendable, but like that's what the War Games can be. Expendable.
War Games.
You know, like actual expendable things that happen here. I don't know. I think they're looking at it through the wrong lens. And I would be super pumped if this fucking
they'll
happened.
do it. Maybe they'll do it.
I think they're cowards personally. I really do. I think they're cowards because they think they're not cowards. They're narcissists. Because here's the thing I've figured out. At a certain rate, they think they know more than the viewer, which I understand because they make the money and they do what they want. But you can get cocky to the point as a corporation to think that you can just make it and be a tastemaker. You know what I mean? Did that for you, JC. I don't have my scarf on today. But you can be a tastemaker and you can think you can tell the audience what to think and feel. But I think we're at a point in this world right now in this climate where you have to be a little bit humble and realize you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And especially right now as you're watching, the WWE product is not doing service by their fans in any aspect of the world. You go to any four corners, they're not doing anything. And if they start listening to their fans again, they'll get back to where they are. But they're not because they're greedy and they're going to do what they got to do.
Yeah, for that reason, I'm going to go to my comeback and boycott WWE. Joe, I hope you're awake still. I hope that Snuggie hasn't engulfed you into a slumber because I'm giving my comeback to Lacey Lane, who answered Mercedes Monet's open challenge in AEW Dynamite. Good to see her in AEW. I think she might have done something in Ring of Honor too. I have no idea. I never would watch that in a million years or care. But yeah, it was cool to see her answer an open challenge. Mercedes, as we know, is the star maker, the pacemaker. She's all the makers. But also, what this has me thinking, Nestlemania, these motherfuckers in AEW are adding tag titles. You know which? Oh fuck, that's a huge upset. You know who had the best moveset and in-ring work and all that stuff in the women's tag division WWE? Casey and Kaden. So maybe Casey comes along, follows her friend Kaden, they reunite, and they're called Lacey Lane and Casey Catanzaro, and they are a tag team in AEW because you know what? They need to add some legit depth to that division. So there you go.
Casey and Lacey?
Casey and Lacey. It rhymes. It must be true.
And then maybe they can get everybody's favorite Macy.
Oh,
Lacey Evans. Bam, bam.
She ain't stopping doing what she's doing. She's probably set for life now. I do miss that finish. She had a great finish.
The women's right?
No, the flippy dippy one that she didn't do as much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The women's right's a great name though for its, better than what are they called? Big shows?
I don't know.
WMD.
No.
Something stupid.
He's a mass destruction of a dump. Anyway,
isn't he work for AW? And I haven't seen
I think I saw him randomly for Ring of Honor, and I was like, what the fuck?
They said they DFA'd Big Show. Oh, that company's so fucking stupid.
Sorry, Joe. We're trying to not get
I just gave some of my comeback. So
my comeback is going to go to Shinsuke Nakamura. He showed back up. He got his old music. He's a babyface again. Why? He was lurking in the shadows for 6 months, and now he's a babyface. The crowd was singing along. He had an open challenge against Sami Zayn, and I thought, hey, this was a nice little callback here. Won't matter because Shinsuke can't probably do much more, but I was happy to hear that his song was back. It seems like it gives me hope going forward. So I'm very excited for Shinsuke to be back in our good graces. But I don't know how you feel about it, JC, but it's always nice to see Shinsuke doing something.
I don't care anymore. They've damaged him so beyond repair that whatever. I'm glad he's a babyface because it's fun and I know a lot of people enjoy it. But yeah, for me personally, the crowd goes mild. Shout out Natalia, the funniest thing she ever did.
Big ol' finish.
Nestlemania on SmackDown. We have the showdown between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu this week.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think that's all I saw announced. I'm sure Cody will Cody and there'll be other stuff. But on Raw Nestlemania, it's Title Monday. Becky Lynch defends her IC title against Maxine Dupree. Finn and JD defend the tag titles against AJ and Dragon Lee. They've done that once in their 2 reigns. And then Dom takes on Rusev for the IC title. Do we have new champions in any of those matches?
Yes, but not what you think.
Which one?
I'm going tag titles.
Yeah, it feels like they might do that. But I also think I feel like the Rusev one, they're going to continue to find a way to kick it down the line where he's going to get screwed again.
I mean, Penta can come out this time.
Kind of involved. That's what I mean. They still have Penta kind of involved. So I think that one. I think you might be on some of the tag titles. I would love if Maxine beat Becky. That'd be.
I would think
great.
that'd be hilarious.
Maxine.
Yeah.
I think it would be great. So that's the one I'm rooting for.
I just want to see. I mean, she went out of her way the last time, so I feel like I don't know if it can live up to the expectations of their last match because I thought that was surprising. But now you have the expectation of her actually doing it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my expectations a little up for that one. All right, Joe. Yes, we're about to run down a Wrestle Dream as well, but
we're not. You don't have to force us. We have to force ourselves to do it, Josh.
Well, who the fuck are you talking to? Who's Josh?
Joe, stop her. All right. Anyway, you want to get through this?
Yeah, we got 8 matches announced already, which means there'll probably be more. But Nestlemania, are you ready?
No, I'm not adequately prepared to rock.
Trios match. The Hurt Syndicate, Lashley, Benjamin MVP versus The Demand, Ricochet, Bishop, Cantona, Loa. They've done this match twice now. We had the gimmick match on TV, and now it just says Trios match. So maybe they had a gimmick Wednesday. If not, I mean, look, these have been fun, but like, what? This isn't pay-per-view quality match again without any setup or stipulation.
I'm already putting us both down for Hurt Syndicate.
Oh, we're predicting, right? Yeah. You can the Hurt Syndicate.
I already know where the way that you were describing this made me say Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah. Next up, another match that sounds like a TV match, and I love one of them. Jamie Hayter versus Tekla. Who you got?
I feel like they're putting a lot of stock in the Tekla.
Yeah. I'm going to take Jamie Hayter, though.
You're going to take the Hayter?
Yeah, I'm always going to take Jamie Hayter. Come on.
I just like saying Tekla.
The Tekla?
Well,
maybe you'll enjoy this one. Tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. 2 teams that aren't tag teams. Brodito, who cares? The champions defend against the Don Callis family, but not the tag team portions of it. Okada and Takeshita, who are probably going to fight in this. What? So give me Brodito.
Yeah, Brodito is like the most. Listen, I can't even. You know what hurts my feelings is that they used to tout they had the best tag team division, and now look at this shit.
Yeah, this has like been a run for a while in the pay-per-views of them just the real tag teams aren't fighting for the tag titles. Did you take Brodito as well?
I'm taking Brodito because this is a insult to my intelligence.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, buddy, because singles match for the AEW TNT Championship. This is an insult to my existence. Kyle Fletcher defends against Mark Briscoe. Who the fuck cares? Give me Fletcher.
It better be Fletcher. I will personally. I'm trying to find something to do. I literally feel like I will go to Delaware myself and buy a chicken from Mark Briscoe if he fucking wins this match. Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
You know how I feel about Mark Briscoe. And he just continues to fight like top end. Like Kyle Fletcher's on a run right now, these Boehner matches, and now you're giving Mark Briscoe, get out of here. Next up, Nestlemania. This might be kind of fun. Tag team match. The winners receive a $500,000 cash prize. The Broke Bucks take on Jurassic Express. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's also who I'm going to pick. We're going to be waving and singing because the Broke Boys are going to stay broke.
You picking the Express?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm also picking the Express because I don't think they've had their first match back yet. So,
yeah, this is it. And the Broke Boys are going to be broke. And then Jurassic Express can buy some more clothes so they don't look like cavemen and a dinosaur.
Fair enough. A boy and his dinosaur.
There you go. We have 3 matches left somehow still in WrestleMania. Singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Chris Statlander defends her newly won title against the former champion, Timeless Tony Storm. It would be hilarious if Tony just won it back, but give me Statlander.
Yeah, give me Stat as well. I don't think there's any really more to say here.
Yeah, this is a very lame card so far, by the way. Next up, we talk about fucking lame. This is a waste of time, and the storyline sucks even more. Singles match for the AEW World Championship. Hangman Adam Page defends against the Samoan Snorer Joe. They're feuding over the dumbest thing ever. Like Cap went on a great rant at work about it. Shout out Cap. But I mean, I'm taking Hangman, but this is a shitty feud, and this is a match no one will care or remember. And it's probably not going to main event the show because what we talk about next might main event the show.
I can't tell you how much this hurts my feelings because they didn't learn their lesson from the last Hangman Adam Page thing at all.
Mm-hmm. It's been a carbon copy so far. Fucked up.
The amount of him looking like a mid-card world champion is ridiculous to me. Absolutely asinine. So I'm not here for it anymore. As much as I like Adam Page, the human and probably the wrestler, every time he becomes world champion, it's not his fault. It's not. He is a passionate human being. He cuts a hell of a promo. He's a great fucking wrestler. He's in the wrong company to be shown the way he's shown.
They don't have anyone for him to feud with. Like
no. That can't be an excuse anymore, because here's the thing.
No, but they don't name their top heels. It's Okada and Takeshita, and they're fighting each other. Like Wardlow got hurt, and then MJF's away right now, and he's the one that's going to come back. Like, and God, we're not. Moxley's the only other heel in this company. There's nobody else anywhere near the level. And they don't even have the baby faces like Ospreay and Swerve they can throw in for fun.
It just feels like they're just bad at booking him in general.
They are, but they don't have anyone booked. The part of the booking is they have to build people up to face him, and they haven't done that. That's on them too. But it's not necessarily about him. It's more about them not knowing how to fucking boost up heels besides MJF to challenge your babyface world champion.
I just feel bad for him.
Yeah, stinks. Who cares? Not a main event. Terrible match. We both picked Hangman. It might be the main event, might not be. I quit match. Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley. This feud is like forever in the making. Who's going to quit, Adam?
Well, considering that Hangman choked out Moxley and he went da-da-da-da-da on his shoulder and quit, I'm going to pick that Big Darbs gets the big signature victory here.
I am too. And do we think this is the end between these two? Hopefully?
I fucking hope so. I think here's the thing. I think
Moxley needs a vacation with this boy Seth. They can go honeymooning together.
Darby was probably slated to win the AEW title from Moxley, and then Hangman showed up and did fucking amazing work, so they had to pivot, and then so now Darby's never going to become world champion. Not anytime soon anyway. So.
He will eventually, but not now. But that's the card, Nestlemania.
What a shitty fucking card.
Fucking terrible card. Who would pay money for that? If you pay money for that, no. You should not waste your hard-earned money on that. Buy anything else.
There's nothing on this match. Nothing on this card. That I would sit there and go, this could not. You can't sell me that any of these matches are pay-per-view quality.
They're not. They're TV matches.
Not one of them.
None of them are a Wrestle Dream, I can tell you that.
Darby will beat MJF for the Triple B. Yikes.
Yeah, that's the one that would make sense to me. Pillar versus pillar.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll feel that. I mean, it might happen, but I'm not know if I'll feel that. But anyway. I think that's everything. You want to get the hell out of here?
Let's get out of here, Nestlemania, because next week we'll be back with more Jobber Knockery.
You stole my bit, you son of a bitch.